Hello, Lions fans, and welcome to episode 66 of Just Lying Around, Detroit Lions podcast presented by the World of Football. I'm your host, Kyle Sutherland, and I'm joined by my co host and brother in law, Adam Snow. We are doing this a day after the game here, and there we go. But, Adam, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I don't know. People got to let us know if they're in the live chat if things get buggy because like everything's been super jittery. I can't tell if it's my internet or if it's the StreamYard program that we're using. But yeah, otherwise I've been okay. Yesterday's game sucked, but what can you do?
I'm glad we decided to hold off a day after because I was ready to rip into everyone on that team if we did it yesterday. But
yeah, I don't know. Kyle, I don't know if it's my internet or what. I might have to let you take over the live stream because I am having so many issues over here. Apparently, you're cutting up. I know we're doing it live. I don't know what the deal is right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you're fine on my screen, so. But
Yeah, it's got to be my internet then because everything is like all over the map. And I'm gonna go see if like it looks normal on something else because I am on the struggle bus over here. Yeah, it's got to be my internet. So I don't know. I'll try to do my best to listen, Kyle, while you go through everything. Apparently, it's okay on the stream, so it's just I'll have a hard time understanding you. So you're gonna have to carry the show for once, buddy. Good luck.
Yeah, I just pulled up on YouTube here, and everything seems fine. So, all right, so let's move on. On today's show, we're going to cover the Lions versus Vikings game, then look at Week 10 game against the Washington Commanders. Got a cat here stuck in my sock.
This is probably one of the worst shows we've ever. I literally can't understand anything. It's got to be my internet. So I think I'm gonna have to. I don't know if you can run the board down there, Kyle, while I go and do something.
Yeah. Your dad says it looks good, so yeah, it must be your internet.
Okay. Yeah, it's got to be mine. More than likely. So.
All right. Well, I can
guess
power through it.
You have the con, sir. I'm gonna back out, and I guess I'll be back in a second and see if I can't fix my internet.
All right. Well, we'll try and get through it then. All right. So let's move on then. So game 9, we had the Minnesota Vikings 27, Detroit Lions 24. Overall, was not impressed by all three phases of the Lions. Just looked sloppy after 12 days of rest with a bye week. Was not they weren't focused, it seemed like. But before we actually jump into the game here, let's jump into some stats real quick. We had Lions, Jared Goff, 25 of 37 with 284 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, let me pull this up real quick. Well, can't do that. So, okay, so we had Jahmyr Gibbs, 9 carries with 25 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 9 receptions with 97 yards. And Sam Laporta, 6 receptions for 97 yards and 1 touchdown. And Viking side, we had J.J. McCarthy, 14 of 25 for 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, and 9 carries for 12 yards and 1 touchdown. Then we had Aaron Jones. I put Aaron Jones in here because he had 9 carries for 78 yards before he got hurt. So he was dicing up that Detroit defense pretty good there. So that's why I put him in. And then for team stats, total yards, Vikings had 258 and the Lions had 305 yards. You'll notice that the Lions had more because the Vikings special teams did an excellent job blocking a field goal, setting up great yardage for the Vikings, and their kickoff returner did an awesome job on their side with getting some great field position for the Vikings as well. Passing yards, Vikings 116 and Detroit 240, and rushing yards, Vikings 142 and the Detroit Lions 65 yards. So not a good performance by the Lions overall. Especially they want to really lean on that run game like they always have been. But we'll talk more about their offensive line struggles there. It's probably a big cause of this whole game here. Another big thing, third down efficiency. Lions have been crap all year. I think they're ranked in the low 20s for their third down efficiency. They are 5 of 17 for this game, and fourth down efficiency, they're 3 of 3. So when they went for it on fourth down, they actually executed and got the first down for those. So overall thoughts on the games here. Like I said, bad on all three phases of the game for the Lions. Offensive, besides the first drive, they moved up the ball down very well. Sam Laporta showed up big on that first drive, punching in for a touchdown there. But I don't know. Besides that, not very good. I was not happy. Offensive line. Let's talk about that real quick. I don't know if Brian Flores and the Vikings defense there, they're all about blitzing. I believe I heard listening to 97.1 the ticket this morning. They were saying that they blitzed 50% of the time, and the Lions offensive line couldn't hold it. Running backs couldn't protect Goff there. It looks like we got Adam back here, but caused Goff to get sacked 5 times. Was not good. It seemed like Goff was in a hurry the whole game. That also didn't help setting all these big plays. So if we would have done this podcast yesterday, I was going to rip into John Morton and his play calling, but taking a step back, if you're not going to give Goff time to set up these plays, take the deep shots, there's not much he can do. So I'm going to retract my statement for John Morton is bad right now, but their offensive line, they need to get some help. They need to trade deadline is tomorrow by 4 p.m. They need to get some bodies in there to help out, or it's going to be bad going on this tough schedule coming up here. Adam, are you back? Everything good now?
I think so. You still break it up here and there, but I understand, you were on your John Morton thing. So I was trying to figure out where I could catch up on the script here.
Yeah, I'm on the first section there. Overall thoughts on the game.
Okay. Wow. Okay. It's not that far along. All right.
Yeah.
Let me give my 2 cents real quick. And if I repeat anything you just said, definitely not, not a whole lot to write home about with this one. I think, the play call, I think Brian Flores just got the best of John Morton. Unlike Ben Johnson, who seemed like Ben Johnson could scheme up and go up against Flores and do a good job. I think it's just something that Morton's got to learn. And at the end of the day, we lost by 3 points. I think if special teams would have buttoned up, it would have been a whole different whole different ball game there for a little bit. The offensive line, I don't know. They definitely, it's like they weren't expecting them to blitz when the Vikings have been one of the most blitzing teams in the NFL. That's what I don't understand. Yeah, they got banged up, but I still don't think that's an excuse. I think running backs not properly blocking it a couple points really hurt him. Like Jahmyr Gibbs was just like throw a shoulder into the guy, and then the guy got to Goff. And
yeah,
I think Goff just had no time. Goff had no time to throw. Guys didn't make catches that they normally would make. Amon-Ra again with a weird game where he just had stuff hit his hands and he couldn't complete the catch or even get a catch. So I think this is one of those games for Detroit where it was just like a bunch of dumb little things prevented them from getting the W. I don't know, defense played actually pretty decent for the most part. It was just they were put in bad situations. It was bad field position, and I think drives getting extended by some really bad personal foul calls, especially
Yeah,
roughing the passer
penalties.
stuff. Is just those were killer. So um, I don't know. I'm not one of those Lions fans right now that's gonna go to the John Morton vigil, or not vigil, like pyre, light up the effigy. I'm not gonna sit here and say Jared Goff has lost it, that Dan Campbell doesn't know how to. All these Lions fans that come out after a loss like the sky's falling. I don't understand. Like, I figured going in, yeah, the Lions should have won this game. I didn't think JJ McCarthy was all that good and wasn't going to be a good NFL quarterback. He showed some flashes here, but at the end of the day, I still wasn't overly impressed. Yeah, he made plays with his leg. What if you're a quarterback that can run? You usually can make your mark on a Lions defense. We've never been great at stopping a running quarterback, other than that Lamar Jackson game a few weeks ago. So
Yeah.
I don't know. For the most part, they held Justin Jefferson in check. Addison didn't do much, so I don't know. It was just Lions kind of hurt themselves in this one.
Yeah. So they had 10 total penalties on the Lions, didn't help. A couple were iffy, especially the one with Jack Campbell getting that sack. That should have been called. Like, Jack Campbell, that was like a textbook tackle on what needed to be done, but the way they officiate that, how the person lands on the quarterback, I mean, they're going to call it most of the time.
It's just like, what else is he supposed to do? Like, on
Yeah.
the replay for that's he legitimately did exactly what this. Oh, he put his weight on him. He put his arm to the side to not do that. Like,
Yeah.
it's just the infuriating officiating, and you would think that by now the NFL would have a replay system in place to where, all right, let's quickly look at it, quickly determine, yeah, he didn't put his weight on him. Let's not call that. Like, you can't in games like this, division games where these guys are going to hit each other like this. That's why, like, I shouldn't have written off the Vikings. They, a division game, you should never write off the other team because it's just different. And those teams were hitting each other. They're both
Oh, yeah.
going for blood. And I don't know. I just think that you got to officiate better. And I know that's tough. And that's saying a lot from sitting on a couch watching a game instead of being there in person. It's just across the league, it's like that. It's just, I wish they would just take a step back and like rely on a little more video assist in plays like that. Because
Yeah. Especially,
you're flipping games. It's stupid.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to come from New York. You got officiating up in the box that can determine like calls too. Like, you should have watched that replay real quick, buzz down and say, hey, let's take it back. That was a clean hit. So I think they need to take a little more control of the officiating up there to kind of help out the officiating on the field there.
Yeah, because I am by no means saying that refereeing cost us this game. I'm not about to
No.
say that at all. Like this and the Chiefs game, not saying that at all. I do think that across the board, it's just got to be officiated better.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I already talked about special teams allowed 3 times for the Vikings to start on their side of the field. Will there be kickoff return, blocked field goal? Yeah, I feel like if those 3 times, if the Lions stopped them or if they made that field goal, we'd definitely be talking a Lions victory. So I know Dave Phipp, for the coordinator for the special teams, he's gonna hopefully tighten them up. I think they've been struggling all year. You feel like they have, or
I haven't felt like that because I mean, like for the most part, usually special teams isn't a big issue. Like
right?
I just for whatever reason, those kickoff returns, they just I don't know, they weren't gap sound, they weren't cutting or cutting off lanes. It's just like I don't know. I don't know what the approach was that was different this week as compared to other weeks. It's just I don't
I
know.
was
They clearly didn't have their head in the game, and I don't know. So this is the third instance now in the last couple of years we've seen the Lions come off of a bye and just nothing.
yeah.
So like that playoff game last year, obviously against the Commanders, rough. After having that bye. The Lions starters not playing the preseason and then going into week 1 and laying kind of an egg in Green Bay, that's rough. Excusable, but rough. Then this one, you come off of another bye, you have a week of rest after a great game where your backup defense looked awesome. How do you not get your some starters and those guys prepared again for a game with extra time to prepare? I think the Lions might be a team where we don't want to buy. We shouldn't get a buy. They're a team that thrives off of momentum and consistently playing and being physical and being out there. I think having a week off really hurts this team. And I would hate that to be the case, but that's what I'm seeing so far. Like some coaches have great records coming off of buys. I'd have to look it up. I don't have it in front of me, but Dan Campbell might be a coach whose record's not great after a bye. They're doing something on these bye weeks that's costing them the next week.
Yeah, we'll see. I think they're going to get right against the Commanders here, but before we jump into them, we already talked about the penalties, really hurt the Lions there. Anything else you want to add besides this game? Offensive line, Christian Mahogany did break his leg or broke a bone in his leg. So Dan Campbell says hopefully he'll be back this season. But I don't know, broken leg or broken bone in the leg. I doubt he's coming back. So the trade deadline is tomorrow by 4 p.m. Do you believe Holmes is going to get any help for the offensive line or maybe like an edge player or anything like that? Or is he going to just stand pat with what we have already?
Brad Holmes has shown that he is not the type of person to just go out at the trade deadline and get somebody. Last year, we got Darius Smith last year around the trade deadline. That's not his MO. I think last year, because of the big Hutch injury, he felt a little extra pressure to get something. But this year, I think they like the depth they have. The offensive line is deep. And while Mahogany's injury sucks, I think that's you're more apt to recover from that or find a replacement there. And the whole edge thing, people just need to get over that he's not doing it. I'd be shocked if he did, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
they do have a lot of cap space, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there is talk about Hassanin already working out. I don't know. Reporters are saying he might be back in the facility, next week or the week after. So I don't know. There's that. But so Jared Goff's already been sacked 10 times this season. And that offensive line, if they can't start clicking, especially if you get into the playoffs, like these defenses are going to be, these are the best of the teams that are in the playoffs. I just feel like Brad Holmes has got to at least get one veteran from these teams that are selling to help out that offensive line and help out Taylor Decker's side and our center we have right now, Graham Glasgow, because having two rookies on the guard position in between Graham Glasgow, I think Graham Glasgow is kind of getting overwhelmed.
It's been evident. I agree with that statement. I just, as far as offensive line, I just don't see Brad Holmes going out there and making that type of move. Not for that position. I think he'd go for a corner or a defensive lineman before he'd go for an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
It just depends on who's available and what they can get.
Yeah. You got to think too. Dan Campbell came out today and said that Taylor Decker and Sewell are not going to practice Wednesday because they're both banged up. You had Tate Ratledge go out of the game with a shoulder injury, went into the locker room, and they came back out. It would be a bummer if we get into the playoffs or if another team picks up a guard that pretty cheap, if they got a guard pretty cheap for maybe a 5th or 6th rounder, and we could have gotten them. A lot of Detroit fans are going to be pretty heated about it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing. I think Brad Holmes, they got a plan, and we'll see if they stick to it and deviate from it. Because they just don't show that they're that type of team that they're going to panic, get somebody at the deadline. While like a team like the Eagles, I feel like they should. But the Lions have never been one to succumb to fan pressure. But like the Eagles just traded for that edge from Miami for nothing
Yeah,
practically.
Phillips.
Like it's just like, why can't Detroit do something like that? I don't know. But I know you already kind of went over the game. I do want to say like Minnesota, they wanted that game. It seemed like more than Detroit did.
Oh yeah, they came
So
out.
I don't want it to be I don't want it to be a thing where people come in and like, oh, boohoo Lions fans. Like I'm the first to tell you, Minnesota played great. Minnesota played a good game. They came in with wanting it more and they got it. So Detroit just got to stop being complacent. I knew this was, I knew we weren't going to only lose 2 games this year. So this is loss number 3. We've eclipsed last year's loss total. So we'll see if they can get it turned around. I think there's no panic in the Lions yet. I'm not panicking yet. I think they got a tough stretch ahead, and they got to win some of these.
Yeah. Let's see. You got the Eagles coming up, Green Bay on Thanksgiving. I'd throw out the Bears too, because though their defense
forget the
kind
Bears.
of
Bears are fraud. Nope, not even going to entertain that. I don't care what the Bears' record is right now. They're terrible. I don't care if they score 40 points. They are awful. I don't care about the trick play that got them a touchdown early in the game. We all saw it watching the Lions game when they broke into that one. I don't care. They were playing a bad Bengals defense. I do not care until the Bears play somebody good and beat them. They couldn't even beat the Ravens, who did not have Lamar Jackson. So don't even tell me about the Bears. They played a lot of bad teams, and they got a decent record because of it. So don't tell me the Bears are going to compete. If they go out and they can beat the Packers, Vikings, or Lions, then we'll talk. But I don't think they can.
Is that when they play the Bears, it's at their place, or is it at Detroit?
Place, and it's the last week of the season.
Oh, okay. Well,
so we got time.
Game, yeah.
I don't buy it. It's fool's gold, and anybody that believes otherwise is a fool. I don't care.
Let's see. But yeah, Lions have a tough schedule coming up, so they need to get healthy, figure out that offensive line. John Morton, I know he wants to do these screenplays because Goff doesn't have time to throw it down the field, but I think if they get a veteran player or a guard or even a center, move Graham Glasgow back to guard, that offense would click a lot better, open up those holes for the running game, because we need to get that running game going again, because it looked like absolute crap out there against the Vikings.
Playing a great Minnesota defense, though.
Yeah. So we'll see. So let's move on to the Lions versus Commanders Week 10 game here coming up Sunday, November 9th, 4:25 p.m. Believe it's on Fox.
Yes.
We have YouTube TV. Can't watch the game today because they did not come to agreement. So Disney pulled the plug, Disney pulled the plug on everything for the YouTube TV. So that kind of sucks.
But luckily, it's just Cowboys and Cardinals right now, so nobody gives a crap about that.
Yeah. But luckily, the Lions don't play on ABC this year, the rest of the year.
I don't think so.
That's
yeah.
Good. So with that, like I said, Christian Mahogany is out. Will we get a new guard by the trade deadline or not? How banged up is the offensive line going to be? Is there going to be a lot of second stringers on that line? We'll have to wait and see. And then, did you watch the Washington game yesterday?
I didn't, but I saw the play where
that was pretty gross.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. That was a rough. I saw it scrolling through Twitter this morning, and I saw that it was pretty much like the arm version of Hutch's leg last year. It was just, it gave me the heebie-jeebies. Ugh.
So Jaden Daniels will not play. He's probably not going to play for a while. There's already talks out there of the Commanders selling off the lot. So Jaden Daniels had a dislocated elbow, popped out of socket, did not look good. So they have Marcus Mariota. He will start. So we'll have to see how the Lions do against him and that offense with Debo Samuel and scary Terry McLaurin for the wide receivers. I think the defensive side for the Lions will button up. Hopefully we get Kirby Joseph back and the other safety position. And I think the Lions, I think their offense is not, or the defense, Commanders' defense is not very good right now. They also had a couple more players banged up as well. And one of the cornerbacks for the Commanders went on season-ending IR. Yeah, I believe Lions this is a comeback game. I think they're going to win pretty easily.
Well, I'll never say easily again. I'm not going to take that for granted this year. But I think they haven't lost 2 straight. That's the one thing the Lions got going for them is they have not lost 2 regular season games back to back in a row. And for those of you that are sensitive, I'm going to put up a quick little picture of that arm injury. It's just, oh boy, look at that. God, it's just,
yeah. Okay. You can take that off now.
It's going the wrong direction. It was not good. But I don't know. Mariota could come in for the Commanders because he's the backup, right? Mariota. He could come in, light it up. I don't know. I feel like Detroit should win. I'm not going to make a prediction yet. We got our pick show in a couple nights. But you would think with that type of injury and how rough the Commanders' defense has been that, the Lions should be able to bounce back. And what a perfect team to bounce back against before they hit their tough stretch with the Eagles and Packers and Cowboys coming up.
Yeah, I watched what I believe it was a couple weeks ago. Marcus Mariota started for the Commanders. I don't know. I couldn't tell you who they played, but I think Marcus Mariota started out pretty well. But as the game went on, everything just fell apart. He was holding on to the ball, looking duress, overthrowing balls. So I would be shocked if the Lions lose this game. If they lose this game, I would be sweating, worried or whatever.
That's true. If they lose this upcoming game, I will probably have to hit a panic button.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hopefully they do come out with a win. Anything else you want to add about this Vikings game or upcoming game?
Not really. I'm sure you covered it all. I apologize for the technical difficulties on my end. Apparently nobody else noticed. It was just on my end, and man, I could not understand or see a dang thing for a while. Everything kind of smoothed out here for a little bit. So kudos to you, Kyle, for carrying the show. I can't wait to go back and see how you did or how not good you did. Yeah, I know it's tough doing a show by yourself and needing a life preserver. So
felt like the Lions out there.
Oh, oof, what a bad analogy. But I appreciate you for sticking it out. And we'll try to do better next week. And it sucks that we haven't been able to do a show for a couple of weeks. I mean, we've had a lot going on. You were on vacation, and then I went on vacation, and then we were going to do a show yesterday, but I had stuff going on. And then today we couldn't do it earlier because you had stuff you were taking care of. It's just, it's been crazy. And Randy says you did great without me, Kyle. So take that for what you will. The boss says you did fine.
All right. Well. So yeah,
if you get a chance, go out and get those Grit City canned cocktails the Lions got out there. I tried all of those this weekend. Not too bad.
Yeah, I forgot where I saw those at, but yeah, they come in a 4-pack.
Yep, at Miger.
Okay. Did you get their wine bottle? The new one?
I have not yet. I need to get that or find it.
Better hurry up.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Costco's apparently got some cool Lions jackets, so go to Costco to get a cool Lions jacket.
Oh yeah, they got the old style starter jackets.
Yeah, they do.
So yeah, all right. Well then, let's close it out.
All right, guys. We appreciate you for coming by and checking out this week's show, and come back for more. Hopefully next time it won't be as jittery on my end. Be sure to visit the World of Football's website, worldoffootball.com. for news, links, upcoming events, original articles, videos, and more. If you want to get in touch with us, send us an email to info@theworldoffootball.com, or you can connect with us by either liking the Facebook page for the World of Football or the X account. Those links are down in the episode description. Be sure to check out our flagship show, This Week in the World of Football, which drops new episodes every Tuesday, which you can find on the podcast feed and on the YouTube channel. That's right. We'll be live tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Randy and I talking about what do we got on tap? We got the longest field goal in NFL history that went down this past weekend. We got the Minnesota AF1 team unveiling their logo, and we're going to talk some CFL playoffs. We got a lot of stuff to talk about in the World of Football tomorrow, right here on this YouTube channel if you're watching live, or on the Facebook and the X.
Okay, that's it for us this week. Next, after this game coming up, live show.
We're going to try. I have no plans after the next week's game, so we should be able to do it no problem.
All right, sounds good. So, yeah, remember, it's not the end of the world. Brad Holmes, I don't think he's going to sit on his hands. He's been watching these games too. He's not dumb. I wouldn't bet the house on it, but I'd bet money on him getting a guard out there. So
we'll wait and see.
Because we definitely need that.
I'll be surprised.
Okay, so we'll wait and see. 4 o'clock tomorrow. But attend and remember, go Lions, and we'll see you guys on the next live show. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.